The Rapture. It was scheduled to come in September of 2025. It didn't happen. We're still here. I'll tell you why. Welcome. Welcome to the show. I am Reverend Valerie Love. If we have not met yet, come on in the room. You are on this show that we have every Wednesday night, the podcast. The real God is not in the Bible. The Bible is not about God. The Bible is not from God. The Bible is not inspired by God. The Bible has nothing to do with God. The Bible is a library, humanity's library, a collection of works that are passed down through the ages with varying viewpoints. There's no one God of the Bible. There's many gods of the Bible. There's no insistence by this one God that you do everything that's in the Bible. No, you can let go of all of that. Aren't you relieved? You can let go of all of that. So this conversation, this is episode 52. 52. I have been talking about this for over 50 episodes, and I am freaking amazed. And I'm amazed at how much you, beloved viewer, how much you are also into what I'm into. I love that for us. I love that for us. So, what are we going to talk about in this conversation of the real God is not in the Bible? We're going to talk about the rapture. Where did the rapture come from? Why were people so caught up in this idea of the rapture? Why were people giving away money? I saw some videos on TikTok, and I don't know if these were real. Like, people were giving away money because I just feel led, because you're still going to be here and I'm going to be caught up in the air with Christ. Where did this idea come from? Why is this idea so compelling? What is the origin of this idea? And even after we determine and find out what the origin of the idea is, how did it spread like wildfire? How did it become so compelling? It wasn't always this way. So we have to talk about this. We have to talk about the rapture. And the reason we're talking about the rapture is not because I want to, hate on Christians. Not at all. Everybody's free to believe whatever they want to believe, just so you know where I'm coming from. Everyone is free to believe whatever they want to believe. I'm telling you what I have discovered. I'm sharing with you my experience. I'm sharing with you my findings along the way for you to do with it as you will. My job is not to tell you how to think. I think too much of you to tell you how to think or what to think. My job is simply to share, to inspire, to uplift. What you do with it is completely up to you, beloved. And I honor you. I honor you for being here. And I love you. All right, we're going to go and screen share. I'm going to say something about this episode and how we're doing this episode tonight. Normally, oh, by the way, hi from Bangkok. Bangkok, Thailand. I'm in there in an Airbnb with a loft here in Bangkok, Thailand. And if you would like to see a tour of this Airbnb loft where I'm staying in Bangkok, Thailand, and if you would also like to see a tour of the amenities, it will be posted on my be sure everything is okay. Let me know in the comments if everything is coming through okay. Let me know in the comments if all is well and connection is good on my end. So please let me know if all is well on your end. Is all well? Let me know. Let me know if we're coming through clear and perfect. So when you go to my beauty, travel, and lifestyle channel, which is listed below right here on YouTube, you will see the tour that I'm doing of the condo where I'm staying and also the amenities in the buildings. Beautiful. Pool upstairs and all that on the 12th floor. It's beautiful. The view. As a matter of fact, let me turn you around so you can see the view. Might as well. I'm sitting before the window. You seeing the view? Yeah, yeah. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. It's a little blurred because my background is blurred. That's the view from my beautiful space here in Bangkok, Thailand, where I'm currently coming to you from. And I love that for us. I love that we're international. And if you want to know how you travel the world with us and all the places that we go, that's at valerielove.com. Okay? valerielove.com. This weekend is my birthday. Ah! Yes, I'm a Libra. Birthday is coming up. And so I'll be coming to you from a very incredible place on my birthday. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Now, normally, when we are having these discussions about the real God is not in the Bible, I normally create slides for the presentation. I didn't even have to create slides this time because I want people to see how easy it is to find out for yourself what's really going on with some of these things that they teach in church and how utterly bizarre they are and how absolutely outrageous they are. And yet people believe them. I want to make it so easy that we can simply find the truth. Now, if you choose to still believe it, still hold to it after you find out it's not the truth, that's a-okay. I have no judgment, no criticism whatsoever from that perspective because some of these beliefs are very deeply held and they're not just going to be uprooted because we find something that tells us different. I also want to say, however, with that being said, I'm not, I don't disparage anyone still holding on to a belief even after it happens. Human beings are complex creatures. So I understand that. And on the other hand, do not, oh, thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you. Do not allow yourself to become a victim of cognitive dissonance where new information hits old information in your brain and there's a dissonance. And because a dissonance is uncomfortable, here's the belief that's in our brain, here's the new information hitting that brain. And this new information being poured in, Jesus talked about it. He called it new wine. You can't put new wine in the old wine skins. That's a metaphysical teaching. You can't pour truth into this mind that is limited by its beliefs. And you're trying to, and you come up with some new information. Therefore, what happens in the human mind? I talk about this in the book, The Real God is Not in the Bible, coming up on Kickstarter very soon. The Real God is Not in the Bible. And members, you have an ebook copy of Cognitive Dissonance. So what do? You have the old belief and you have the new information. And it's like, you're caught in between this. But I believe that, and this new thing is showing me. What do humans do? You must resolve the cognitive dissonance because we don't like to be in that. It's uncomfortable. So you will resolve it. How you resolve it? How do you resolve it? Either you throw away your old belief and you accept the truth that's in front of you. That's one way you can resolve. Okay, it's resolved. I no longer am trying to fight to hold on to this belief. Jesus is king. The Trinity is in the Bible. There is one God in the Bible. All that shit. They taught you that shit. Free your mind, beloved. Free your mind. Religion. Catholic, Protestant, there's that. Free your mind. There ain't no savior coming to save you other than you in the mirror. Look in the mirror. There's your savior. Now, I may be saying this because I'm a witch and I believe in infinite power within you. You are the power in your life. You are what you have been seeking. So you throw away the old thing, you accept the truth that's in front of you, problem solved. Or The dissonance, another way to solve the dissonance is to keep the old limiting belief in the head. It's not in the heart, it's in the head. Emblazoned, tattooed in the subconscious, just limiting you left and right. You can't barely, it's a prison. Mental shackle. That's what it is. Mental handcuffs. Okay. We all have them. I'm not judging you. We all have them. Okay. So I got this mental shackle on my mind, and then truth is presented to me. And I'm now in cognitive dissonance. Another way for me to solve the cognitive dissonance is to keep my old faulty belief and attack the truth. No, get out of here. Evil, evil truth, get away from me. And you dismiss it and you stab it and you call all the people that speak about it heretics. Does this sound familiar? Like we keep repeating this in human history. Does this sound familiar? And now I'm resolved. I resolved the cognitive dissonance, yet I'm still limited in this limiting belief I have. And I got rid of all the people that told me that my belief, something was untrue about my belief. And now I'm going to stick with all the people in my church or in my cult or in my clan that have the same belief. And they're going to make me feel good about myself because we all believe the same thing. I'm comfy. Wow, you're comfy and you're in a mental prison. See, all I wanted to do was free my mind. That's what I wanted. I wanted to free my mind. I'm a seeker of truth. I want to know what really happened. Come on, high sister of the brethren. I love that. See, I'm an occultist. What does a cult mean? A cult means secret. A cult means hidden, that there's something more beneath the surface. I'm simply scaling the depth. I'm going deeper to find these ancient secrets. They're written down. The Bible has tons of them in there. Spells and curses and hexes and secrets and Dionysus and gods and goddesses and the queen of heaven and child sacrifice and rituals and all of that, and witches and necromancers, people calling people back from the dead. Jesus was a necromancer. If you believe what's written in the Bible, literally, Jesus was a necromancer. And you would say that he was a necromancer extraordinaire because he was able to call back Moses and Elijah at the same time. On a mountaintop, if you believe all of this is literal, then Jesus has to be a necromancer. Yet your church told you necromancy is bad. Well, which one is it? Because necromancy is calling people back from the dead. Elijah and Moses clearly was dead. He's calling them back in the transfiguration on the top of the mountain, speaking to both Moses and Elijah. Which one is it? Either you can talk to dead people or you can't. Yet, when they tell you in the church that you cannot talk to your ancestors because that ain't nothing but the devil, make it make sense. Make it make sense. They don't jive. Do you understand? So that's why we cannot take the Bible literal. The Bible is not literal. The Bible was never written to be a historical book. The Bible was never written to be a Bible. The people who wrote the Bible, newsflash, the people who wrote the Bible did not know they were writing a Bible. They didn't know that later on someone was going to come along and canonize it. And turn it into the teachings straight from God. Even though it says 50 damn million different things, it's not cohesive, because that's what would happen if you smash 66 books together written by different people across different times in different locations that didn't agree with each other. You smash them all together and you call it a holy book and you give it to the people and you must believe. This is straight out of the book of Eli. Do you remember the book of Eli? What happened in the book of Eli? The movie. After Earth movie. Eli is blind. I don't want to do a spoiler. If you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie. And the villain of the movie needed the book. He needed that book. He wanted that book. He had to have that book. Why? Because he knew he could control the people with the book. I won't tell you what happened. Watch the movie. He knew. He said, I need the words. Because words are energetic symbols that move worlds and create wars and create peace. And words are creative. I need the words so I can create the world I want and I can control all these minions. They're still doing it today with a book that they say came from God. They're still doing it to this day with a book they say came from God. Free your mind. Free your mind, saints. Free your mind. Yay! Put in words. Finally made alive. Blessings. I've learned so much from you. And it's aiding me on my deconstructing journey. Yay! Money in the vortex, money in the vortex, money in the vortex. Woo-hoo. We love that. We love that. Dario, hope I'm saying your name correctly. I love that. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You are most welcome here. I'm so thankful. And family, I've got to tell you again my intention and my motive in doing this, and then we're going to get into the rapture. My intention and motive in doing this is not to tear down Christianity. It's doing that for itself. It doesn't need me to do it. My intention is not to tear down the Bible. Please understand where I stand with the Bible. I love the Bible. That's why I devote time, energy, and attention to understanding the Bible. What is the Bible? Who possibly could have written the books of the Bible? Where have these books of the Bible been found? How were people using these books? How were these books distributed? Where were these books circulating? Who were the people that were reading these books? What were they reading them for? I love the Bible so much that I am willing to suspend my belief in the Bible to see the Bible for what it really is. Ooh, baby, baby. Somebody caught it. Somebody caught it. Dario, okay, good. Oh, thank you. Love you. Somebody caught that. I'm willing. Are we willing, family? Are we willing to suspend the belief we have in the Bible? We believe it. We believe it says this. We believe it says that. We believe it's for this. We believe. We have smeared our beliefs like excrement all over the Bible rather than clean all that shit up and read the Bible for what it really is. It's a gorgeous book. Oh my goodness. It's a gorgeous collection of books. Does the Bible say you shouldn't be gay? No. Oh my God. Who taught you that? Does the Bible say that Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed because the people were gay? No. Who taught you that? Think about it. Where did that come from? You never read that in the Bible because it's not in the Bible. Did God kill? We've already talked about the 10 plagues of Egypt. So incongruent because there's 3 plagues where they kill all the animals. You just killed the animals in the other plague. How are there more animals? But this time we really kill all the animals. Okay, so they killed all the animals, three different plagues. Read it. This is in Exodus. Read it for yourself. You kill the animals, God. But wait a minute. This is the same God that in the book before the animals and said it was good. But now you're over here and is in the Egypt story. You're killing all the animals because they belong to the Egyptians. Okay, and then after all that, after this, God kills all the animals. Guess what happens then? Let me put on the air. It's a little cool, so don't mind the sound if you hear the sound. After this, God kills all the animals. All the animals, it says it in the Bible. He killed all the animals. Where did the Egyptians get the horses from to chase the Israelites in their horse-drawn carriages and chariots? Clearly, these are stories made up. These are fables that were never meant to be taken literally. Read it. And you know what's amazing to me? This is all right there in the Bible if you just read it. Just read the 10 plagues. But most people don't read just even the 10 plagues. They don't even read them because they've been hearing the story in Sunday school. They've been conditioning you since Sunday school. Yeah, 10 plagues. And God did this. And it's free his people from Egypt. There wasn't no millions of 2 million people that exodus out of Egypt. Never happened. Hold on. Never happened. Pardon me. Never happened. That's why you see incongruencies in the story. Pardon me. Think about it. Critical thinking will solve a lot of these things. Pardon me. Why would God kill animals when the humans were the problem? God created the animals. The story's already incongruent. Pardon me, I need water. Next. Now, in the book before, God created the animals. The animals were good. It was good. It was good. It was good. We get over here to Egypt in the very next book of the Bible. And what it's saying is, we're going to kill all the animals of the Egyptians, but not of the Israelites. Okay, that's weird. But hey, it's what it says. Then in the other plague, I think it's plague 5, plague 7, plague 9, something like this. They kill the animals 3 times. I learned this from a Bible scholar. I had never seen it myself because I had never really read it. Scales fell from my eyes. I said, let me go back and read the 10 plagues. Never saw that. Why didn't I see it? Because I was taught something different. Scales were on my eyes. Do you see that you can't see? Even when you're reading it, you still can't see it because the teachings form a blinding filter film over the third eye, and we've got to blaze off that filter so that you can actually see. Close these 2 eyes and open your third eye. Then you can see I wasn't reading the Bible with my third eye. The filter was still there from 26 years of being in a cult and Christianity and them telling me, oh yeah, it means this, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, and all that stuff is kind of still floating around. That's why you can't really see the text for what it is. When you read the text for what it is, you see, oh, these are wonderful stories that people made up. Oh, these are wonderful stories. Oh, these are wonderful stories. Yep, they made the rapture up too. Speaking of which, let's go to the rapture. So that's my introduction to this conversation. And why the style of this, I didn't even need to make up slides for the rapture because we can ask ChatGPT, which is exactly what I did earlier. And anyone on planet Earth can do this. ChatGPT, where did the rapture come from? I mean, it's so easy now. We live in the age of AI, and I love it. Let's go on screen share. Pardon me. Yes, Alex, discernment. I couldn't read any of it after reading Genesis, Exodus. Alex, I love this. I couldn't read any of it after reading Genesis and Exodus. Also, did you know Noah was an alien prophet? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anunnaki stories all throughout the Bible. I believe the Bible was skewed and distorted through the human eye. There is way more than that happened before Genesis. There's a lot of extraterrestrials involved. Absolutely. You were right on our timeline and on our we on the same vibe. You met your tribe. We are on the same vibe. Okay, the rapture. What's the origin of the rapture? Simple. Simple, simple, simple. Here's the origin of the rapture. A man by the name of John Nelson Darby took certain scriptures in the 1830s and created, we're going to look at the scriptures that he used to create an idea. It's an imagination. It came out of someone's mind. We're very imaginative. Humans are very imaginative. He made it up. based on certain scriptures he saw in the Bible. And he said in the 1830s, he's a British preacher and founder of the Plymouth Brethren, 1830s. He said that the Bible is prophetic. Now, first of all, the Bible's not prophetic. That's a big one because we're going to go into Revelation in this series. I'm telling you, we're going to go into Revelation. They say the Bible is prophetic. The Bible's not prophetic at all. And when they're talking about 666 and the mark of the beast and all that stuff in Revelation, they're talking about Nero. There's no prophecy in the Bible. There's no prophecy. People take it as prophecy. When the people were writing it, were they writing it as a prophecy? No. Marking a wild beast on your hand and on your head. They keep wanting to make that a prophecy. It's not a prophecy. The people who were writing this book were not that smart. Even Nostradamus wasn't as smart enough to know everything that was going to happen 2,000 years later. Pardon me. John Nelson Darby made up the rapture and was teaching it. You want to know the power of one person and an idea? Well, how did he substantiate it? Let's go to the scriptures that he used. He used 1 Thessalonians 4:16-17. What does it say? Well, and he also used Galatians. Here's Galatians chapter 1, verse 12, and then we're going to look at 1 Thessalonians. No. Galatians is for Paul. Hold on. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians, which I wanted to read it in the interlinear Bible. So I want you to go to scripture for, the number 4, all.org. We use it often here. Scripture for all.org so that you can read the Hebrew and Greek, Hebrew to English, interlinear Bible, and the Greek to English interlinear Bible. So I looked it up, Greek to English interlinear Bible. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. And we're looking at verse 16-17. And here you can read the Greek. If you read Greek, I don't read Greek yet, you can read it. And then on the right side, you can read what the Greek is saying. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Okay, and they're showing you here the Greek. Okay, they're showing you the Greek. This is a interlinear, which is a transliteration, which just takes it word for word what it's meaning. Then we, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. That's where he got the rapture from. That's where he got the rapture from. 1 Thessalonians 4:16-17. There's so many things wrong with this on so many levels. Number one, we don't even know if Paul wrote 1 Thessalonians. It's credited Paul. No one knows who wrote 1 Thessalonians. We can surmise. No one knows for sure who wrote 1 Thessalonians. So we don't know if Paul wrote it, even though in Christianity they tell you Paul wrote Acts and Romans and 1 Thessalonians. They tell you Paul wrote all those. Those are not all Pauline epistles according to Bible scholars. According to Bible scholars, there are only 7 of those epistles, those letters, that were actually written by Paul out of the 13. The other 6 are pseudonymous. What does pseudonymous mean? It means that we don't know who wrote them. And they somehow want to put Paul's name on it. So it would be anonymous if it had no name. It's pseudonymous if it has the false name on it, but we don't really know who wrote it. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we who are alive shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. Now, I want to say something about this. So first of all, we don't know who wrote this. We don't know if they were on a shroom strip or if they were in a temple somewhere smoking weed, because they burned a lot of weed incense in temples all throughout the ancient world. Used weed. It was ubiquitous. It was everywhere. So probably most of all those priests and priestesses were high as kites. It's just the truth. Look up the resins that they have found in many ancient temples throughout Egypt, throughout the Levant. Tons of weed, cannabis, widely used in the ancient world, just like it's used right now. Widely used. They still have the resin of it. Now, so somebody could have been, having a good time, high, having some visions, I don't know, eating some wood or some leaves from the acacia tree, which is also highly, you ever hear them talk about acacia trees in the Bible? Highly stimulative of visions, supposedly the leaves of the acacia tree. These people knew how to get high. They knew how to have visions. They knew how to eat shrooms. They knew more about it than we do. We've declined in our understanding of the power of plant medicine and their connection in spirituality, because we are in the postmodern world where they have vilified plant medicine. They have they have um, illegitimized, they've made it illegitimate to have plant medicine. They've tried to make it the devil. They've tried to make it evil. We live in that world after they tried to make it evil. The world before, when the people decided, oh, we can't have them running around eating shrooms, they'll be enlightened and they won't listen to us, who are the overlords of humanity. We're going to control all of these people on this whole planet. They won't listen to us if they're enlightened. What do? Make it illegal. All the plant medicines? Yes. Ayahuasca, mushrooms. Well, how are we going to make mushrooms illegal? They crowd the ground all over the planet. We'll make them fearful of it. Ooh. Even though they're growing right there in your backyard, you could pluck some out the ground and eat them. You won't. Too afraid. They're poisonous, which there are some that are poisonous. All of them are not poisonous. Many of them take you right to direct knowing of infinite true reality, infinite consciousness. That's what many of them do. But they don't want you having any kind of direct connect with infinite consciousness. And cannabis, just, you have all these cannabinoid receptors all throughout your nervous system. Cannabis, I'm not a cannabis person. It's just not my plant medicine. I love all plant medicine. So connect with the plant medicines that work best for you. There's cannabinoid receptors all throughout your entire body, which would tell me that you're supposed to be putting cannabis in your body in one form or the other. Smoke it, however you want to do it, right? I'm in Thailand. It's everywhere. It's everywhere, baby. Right? And last time I came here, it was not illegal. It was in the stores. It was in the mall. You could walk in the mall, get yourself a weed brownie along with your sausage and rice. They ask you, do you want weed in your coffee? Literally. Want some weed in your coffee? Oh, that's nice. That's why people in Thailand are smiling. They're happy. They're chill. They're not trying to do all America. They're doing too much. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. So you have these cannabinoid receptors all over your entire body, which would lead me to believe that the design is that you're supposed to put cannabis in your body. That's just biology, looks like to me. So that it would be a good thing for you to feed your body with cannabis. It would be a good thing for you to feed your body with mushrooms and all the benefits of all the mushrooms. Mushrooms are just really good for you. And they also free your mind. The psilocybin mushrooms, the mushrooms that contain the active ingredient psilocybin, which are the mushrooms that we use when we are on our retreat in the winter solstice. Let me show it to you. Go to valerielove.com. You have to apply. You have to apply to come to our plant medicine retreats, valerielove.com. I'm going to drop the link for you in the chat. valerielove.com, right here on the first page. It tells you everything that is coming up and what we are doing. And hold on, let me drop it to you right now. valerielove.com. And here you will see that on the winter solstice, we do a ritual and retreat, plant medicine on the beach, winter solstice. We've done it for, this will be several years. We've had this, and people, okay? You have to apply. For obvious reasons, we don't put where it is. For obvious reasons, we don't talk about those things. You have to apply. Once you apply, we'll talk to you directly. Now, let's continue. So they don't want the people on plant medicine. They don't want you coming into your power. They don't want you to know, have true gnosis. Gnosis doesn't mean, oh, I'm smart. I read a lot of books. I know things. That's not gnosis. Gnosis is a knowing that resides deep within your beingness, that has changed you on a fundamental level more into your true self, which is your God self. So Thessalonians says that these people are going to be caught up together, and it has some telltale words. Let's look at the telltale words that are in here. First Thessalonians. There's a couple of telltale words. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven. Okay, heaven, with a shout. Okay, a shout. First of all, it would behoove us to apply critical thinking skills with the voice of the archangel and with the trump of God. So there's a shout, there's heaven, there's a trumpet. This sounds very mystical. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. Okay, it sounds very nebulous. It sounds very mystical to me. To meet the Lord in the air. It sounds poetic. It sounds metaphysical. Beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't see any problem with it. Do I think that literally people are going to be magnets? Some magnet is going to come and lift people up and leave your TV there, and someone will just come in the living room and where's John? And you'll be sitting on the toilet, and then you're still being scooted down like you're sitting on the toilet, but you're lifting up with no pants on. Oh, why do we believe these things? Yet people do. People do believe them. And you're free to believe whatever you like. Free to believe whatever you like. This is for the spiritual people who are also critical thinkers. For the people who are woo-woo, yet we're not woo-woo to the point that we don't use our brain. So then I asked the AI, hey, AI, I know, and it talks about the church fathers and whatnot. None of them knew anything about the rapture. This came around in the 1830s. None of the church, quote unquote, fathers knew anything about the rapture. And then I asked it, I said, okay, listen, Paul was a super kind of mystical guy, right? Here's my question too, because I already know Paul. I've studied a lot about Paul, if he was even a real person. We cannot take anybody in the Bible, anyone, as being a literal factual person. Probably Jesus probably was a real person. Probably. We cannot know for sure that there were 12 apostles. Maybe there were, maybe there were not. I'm more on the side that probably was. And I'm also on the side that, did Jesus say everything that's in the Bible? Hell to the no. Was there a Moses? Absolutely not. Was there an Abraham? Absolutely not. Not the way he's pictured in the Bible. See, the Bible, the first half of the Bible, which is the Hebrew Bible, is an origin story that was crafted from certain stories that were already circulating in the Mesopotamian world, in the Near Eastern world. These stories were circulating, and the crafters of this particular story that goes from Genesis to Malachi, and the patriarchs and the 12 tribes, they were writing an origin story because these are people that emerged from Canaan and they wanted to have their own identity. So they created it. They created an origin story. And that's what you're reading when you read the Hebrew Bible. You're reading an origin story of a group of people that wanted to have a story. And that story is so powerful because people still believe that's your story. That ain't your story. People made that story up in 300 BC. They totally made it up. Ain't no 12 tribes of Israel. And if you want to know that the 12 tribes of Israel are not a thing, they differ. Just like the 10 plagues are incoherent, just like the 10 commandments are incoherent. You can see these people love 10 and they love 12. And the 12 tribes of Israel, incoherent. There's different sets of what they say are the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, I love the idea of the 12 tribes of Israel. I think that's beautiful. I love the mystical nature, the metaphysical nature of it. I love Kabbalah. I love the Bible. I love all the metaphysics. I can get metaphysical with all of that. Is it literal? No. This stuff is not literal. None of it. Not one thing in the Bible is literal. So I asked the AI about Paul because I'm like, Paul is this mystical type. Paul is a mystic, if there was a Paul. He's probably not a real person yet. Let's just go with what they taught us in church, which is he was Saul, and then he had a meeting with Jesus on the road to Damascus, and he was blinded by the light. He was riding his horse, and he saw Jesus, and Jesus said to him, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? Who are you, Lord? Who are you? Who am I persecuting? You're persecuting my people. And if you persecute my people, you're persecuting me. You need to change your ways. Like, this is a great story. I love this story. Did it really happen? Not a chance. Not a fucking chance. Never happened. And I can prove to you that it never happened. So it's right in the Bible that shows you that it never happened. That's how we know people don't love the Bible, even though they say they follow the Bible. You don't love the Bible because you don't read it and you don't really understand what it's really saying. Paul said, and then he was blind for 3 days. He went into the city. The Christians had to help him, but first they were afraid to help him. And then the angel came and told this Christian, help him. And this Christian was talking to the angel like, why do I need to help him? Because he was killing us. We're glad he's blind and can't see a thing. Because if he wasn't blind, do you know he's a hellion? He would have been here grabbing up all of us, taking us to Rome for execution, putting us in the whole little arena where they let out lions. Fuck him. The angel said, now wait a minute, let's not be so hasty. This is Valerie Love hood reading of the Bible because I'm from the hood. I'm just retelling you the story. Help him because I need him. He's going to be great in spreading all the propaganda I need him to spread. He's a great propagandist. We need this man. He's going to control people for thousands of years. Get with the program, guy. Get with the program. Go help him. Okay, so they bring Saul in. He has a name change to Paul. But mind you, let's come off screen share for a second. Let's come off screen share for a second. It is not completely original that his name is Saul, because wasn't Saul doing the same thing in the Hebrew Bible, only he was fixated on David? It's the same story. Saul, Saul. Saul in the Bible is like code word for villain. It's right in the Bible. You can read it. So they help him. He's blind. Can't see nothing. You have time to meditate on your life. This is a great story. This is a great story. I love this story. I promise you. Do I think it's real? Not a chance in hell. Not a snowball's chance in hell that any aspect of that story ever happened. And it's a great story. People don't understand the dichotomy that we have. We have before us a conundrum. What is the conundrum? We have been told these stories are true, and yet people want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. They want to get rid of the Bible when they deconstruct it. I say the Bible is your best friend as you're deconstructing. The Bible is my best friend as a witch. That's why I'm a Christian witch. The Bible is my best friend. Teach you more things than you ever can imagine. All the things I learned about the Anunnaki came through the Bible. I saw the Anunnaki in the Bible. I didn't believe the Anunnaki when other people were telling me about the Anunnaki. I would sit there and look at them like conspiracy theorists. Okay, here we go. Let's get our tinfoil hats out. How did I come around to the Anunnaki? From the Bible. From the Bible. Alex, Valerie, thank you for your voice. Sending you healing energy. I would recommend drinking thyme tea to help you with your cough. Thank you so much. Also, don't forget medical medium. You would love him. Oh, I'll look him up because I'm big into wellness. Thank you so much. And I'm going to get myself some honey as well. Okay. So, Paul was one of these mystical types. I said to you, I was going to prove to you that Paul was not recording fact when he was talking about his experience with Jesus. Galatians 1:12 is the answer. It's right in the Bible. You get the clues right in the Bible. Let's go to it. Galatians chapter 1, verse 12. We're reading from the Amplified Bible. For indeed, this is Paul speaking, supposedly, I did not receive it from man, nor was I taught it, but I received it through a direct revelation of Jesus Christ. Paul's whole thing that he always talked about is that he had a vision. It says it right in the Bible. Paul did not say he met Jesus on the road. He said he had a vision of meeting Jesus on the road, like a dream, like a mystical experience. This man was possibly a Merkaba mystic, very prevalent in the ancient world of Jewish mysticism. This man could have been a Merkaba mystic, having visions. Have you ever read some of these visions from some of these amazing rabbis? They read like something out of a fantasy novel. Game of Thrones can't hold a candle to it. The stuff is fascinating. This is the kind of person Paul was. He wasn't writing literature. He wasn't writing fact. He was not writing literal events. He was not writing history. He was writing visions. Pardon me, experiences, direct revelation from Jesus Christ. But your direct revelation from Jesus Christ is for you. It's not for the whole 8 billion and a half people on the whole planet. If you get a direct revelation from Jesus Christ, that's for you, boo. Act on it. If I get a direct revelation from Jesus to do good here or to do this or to do that, I don't doubt direct revelations. We're all getting direct revelations. And wherever the direct revelations are coming from, honor it and know the difference between a direct revelation in your own mind making up shit. Spiritual discernment. When we hear things on the inside, we got to know, is this coming from my lower egoic mind, or is this truly coming from an infinite source or from beings of light or beyond the veil? You can get a direct revelation from Jesus Christ right now. That direct revelation is for you. Your evolution, your ascension. Sure. Share it if you want. It's not to be made into a mandate for every human, man, woman, child on this planet. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. And when we seek to impose on people a religious belief, a religious structure that is not their own inner knowing, it tamps down their connection with their own inner knowing and causes them to look to and lean on voices outside of themselves rather than being empowered from the infinite source that is within you. If I can support even one person in returning home to the infinite source within you, my job will have been done. Even one person. Woo! The AI agrees. And with that, we are concluding. Please go to valerielove.com because I want you to share with me in incredible experiences that we're having in our community right now of wealth. In our money magic community, we just had so many buys of Bitcoin, gold, silver, because I teach sovereignty, freedom, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. Come into our groups with us. Go to valerielove.com. They're right there for you. I love you. and in the description below this video. I love you. Peace. KAISI out. Don't be afraid of the rapture, baby. It ain't coming.